Hey everyone, I hope you guys are having a great day so far. Whenever you guys are watching this, maybe morning, evening, afternoon, any one of those times. Today we're going to be talking about the PlayStation reveal, which happened yesterday. That was June 11th. Whenever you guys are watching this, it was a really great show. It certainly was. I thought that they knocked it out of the park pretty well. In the background, I have it going just so a disclaimer for that. I have it actually edited down to the videos that I really like, the ones that I really enjoyed. But watch the entire thing. It's like an hour and maybe 20 minutes or so, and it's really good. I mean, they touch on a lot of really good stuff in regards to what they're building and what they're kind of moving forward with and things like that. They actually do reveal it at the end, which is awesome, and kind of the overall design that I thought was coming from what I've seen a lot of people had posted. And I think this is going back a little ways, but completely different design. The joke is that it looks like a new router, which is funny because people are saying that the Xbox Series X looks like a fridge, and then now the PS5 looks like a router. And I'm pretty sure Alienware is kind of having that looks exactly the exact same colors that we use in pretty much all of our stuff. So just something to kind of mention. But yeah, so disclaimer for that again. I have it edited down to videos that I really liked, games that I really enjoyed. Not to say that any of the games on there were really bad. It's just games that I'm really not quite interested in. I'm gonna have an entire list of all the games in the bottom as well too, just for you to take a look at for links and stuff that you guys might be interested in. But some of the games that I did kind of cut out were Gran Turismo. I've never been a huge racing fan. I did play a lot of Need for Speed Most Wanted on my PS2 when I was growing up, but that was kind of it when it actually came to racing games. Oh, I did do Underground as well too, but that was kind of about it. And then the Bugsnax, that really kind of creeped me out. I'm interested, but it really kind of creeped me out as overall of what it was trying to come across as. And then I think it was Astro's Playroom. I don't know enough about that to really kind of give my thoughts. But it just, I don't know. I wasn't an overly huge fan of that. But again, it certainly can appeal to many other demographics out there that might enjoy it. A bunch of the games that I really did enjoy were Ratchet and Clank, which I am a huge Ratchet and Clank fan. I played so many of those games when I was growing up. Oh my gosh, seriously, I love Ratchet and Clank. Like the three PlayStation characters that I grew up on were Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter, and Sly Cooper. Those guys, oh my gosh, those were like the foreground. Besides like Tomb Raider. I can't really think of anything else, and I'm sorry about that, guys. But those three were kind of the foreground when it came to introducing me into PlayStation, just because they were more of those exclusives that I was really kind of drawn to. That kind of cartoon, kind of comedic, definitely playthrough. Jak, took that kind of darker side when it went from Jak and Daxter to Jak 2. Certainly went to a darker side, but I still loved it. I still loved everything about it, all the platforming and things like that. But those games, those are the ones that I actually grew up on when it came to. So I was so happy to see a Ratchet and Clank. Some of the other really interesting games that I was really looking forward to was the new SpiderMan. That looks awesome with Miles Morales. Yes, sign me up for that. That looks so cool. The remastered Demon Souls. Holy cow, that thing looks freaking beautiful. That looks awesome, and I am so excited for that. And the one that's actually playing right now in the background, this is really cool. I love this concept, and the artwork is absolutely beautiful. I just need to wait for the actual video to catch up to the name because I don't remember it off the top of my head, and I am really sorry about that, guys. Overall, the show was phenomenal. It was really good. I really enjoyed pretty much everything. Sorry, guys. Overall, the show was phenomenal. I thought they did a really, really great job with it, introducing some of the new games that they're putting out, what a lot of the developers are saying about the overall kind of horsepower or the actual power. Returnal. So basically returning back to kind of that continuous loop over and over and over again. Okay, I have to stop for 1 second because this game right here, this is the other game that I grew up on. Playing this in college with all my friends was Little Big Planet 1, 2, and 3. And now that they're actually returning to that, yes! Thank you so much. I absolutely love Little Big Planet. I literally was so excited. I was jumping up and down. I was so happy when I first watched it. Like, you can ask my fiance. She was like... But yeah, I absolutely love this game. This is awesome. I'm so glad that they are having Little Big Planet back. Sorry, I had to stop there for a second and just kind of talk about that. But yeah, overall, the show is great. The overall design of the PlayStation looks really cool. Where Xbox is more of just kind of this giant block. I mean, it's definitely computer-esque. There's no doubt about it. The PlayStation definitely has more of the sleeker, more of the kind of trim design, which was really nice. A lot more curves, a lot more shapes, things like that. Having a digital edition and then a non-digital edition was really cool as well too. So if somebody doesn't, want to hold on to any of the cartridges or any of the games or anything like that, they can always do that. And I know Xbox just did that too with their digital version. So I'm glad to see everything's kind of catching up in that rate. 4K, ultra high def, Blu-ray, great. Ray tracing, phenomenal. The actual controller, I mean, it's your pretty much your your standard PlayStation controller. It's kind of followed that same routine from PlayStation 1 all the way up to now PlayStation 5. But having those triggers that are super sensitive, as well as the 3D audio, wireless mic. You can also attach a mic if you want to, but then doing the additional, like the improved touchscreen. The PlayStation 4 had the touchscreen, and I don't believe that the 3 did. I could be wrong now. Correct me if I'm wrong. But having that, improved touchscreen, especially for a game like this, which I'm watching, I'm pretty sure it's like Rescue Tokyo or something. I'm not 100% sure what the name was. That reminds me of Little Nightmares, just to kind of interject that in really quick. But yeah, that looked really cool. I was definitely really excited. Ghostwire. Okay. That, I think, is definitely going to use those controls a lot more. This game, when I first saw it, Godfall, holy freaking cow. Like, I went back to being a kid for like 5 seconds, and oh my god, it was amazing. Like, basically original God of War, just destroying every little freaking thing that you can find in front of you. I love the artwork, I love the armor, I love everything about this freaking game. And if this game does not do well, I'm gonna be so sad. I really am. Because I really, really hope that game does well. I really do. That's the kind of games that I really like. It's just that, just fighting, just beating up, just going at it, acquiring items, things like that. Oh my gosh. I really, really hope that game does well. And if that game does do well, I mean, second disclaimer, sorry, I should have included this in the beginning. I'm an Xbox fan. I jumped pretty much a lot of different consoles. I started with an NES, Super NES. My cousins gave me both of their Sega Saturns and their Sega Genesis. So I had all of that. So that was, kind of the forte. I didn't really spend a whole lot of time with Sega when it came to Sega. Really wasn't something that I was kind of hooked on. Sonic, great, awesome. That was kind of about it. But I went from NES, Super NES, Nintendo 64, played that more than I can honestly fathom, and then went straight into PlayStation 2 because I didn't have a PlayStation. I got PlayStation like a couple of years. This looks awesome. This looks so funny. The Little Devil Inside, yeah, I laughed the entire time I was watching this. But I went from N64 to PlayStation 2, and I played so much on the PlayStation 2, and I absolutely loved it. From there, I went to Xbox 360, and then Xbox One. Now I have a Switch as well, too. I did 3DS, I did Vita. So I've had a whole giant forte when it came to actual consoles in that regard. But I was more of a Xbox fan. It was just something that I enjoyed a whole lot more than PlayStation. I felt after PlayStation 3, which I had, but then I sold it like really quickly. I just didn't think that it hit, I don't think it really knocked it out of the park like I was really hoping for. And I'm sure a lot of people can agree, and a lot of people can certainly disagree. I think it was kind of their PlayStation's lowest point. It didn't run as well as the Xbox 360, I felt. The price range was so much higher when it first came out, and I think that scared a lot of people off as well too. And that's part of the reason why I didn't. Plus my parents got me the Xbox 360, so that was kind of the other kicker as to why I had it. So I became more of an Xbox fan. I just liked the controller better. I liked the way that the setup was. you know, don't get me wrong, PlayStation, they've done amazing things, and they're certainly pushing the boundaries of what we're trying to do right now. But I was more of an Xbox fan. This game right here, by Arcane Studios, reminds me so much, and of course because it is part of the same company, was Dishonored. And I was a huge Dishonored 1 and 2 fan. I didn't play the spin-off, the Knights of Dunwall, I think it was called. I could be wrong. Let me know in the bottom. But this game reminded me so much of that in regards to kind of the abilities. I mean, I'm sure it's kind of like a quote-unquote, is it spiritual successor off of it, just because it runs relatively the same as Dishonored was. And it's an absolutely gorgeous game. I love the outlook of it. I love the way that they're portraying the trailer. I think the trailer is absolutely gorgeous. It is so cool. This kind of like 1970s, 1960s or so style look of the trailer. I mean, I was hooked on it. I was really hooked on it. I was just sitting there going, wow, that is awesome. It's all right, guys. I kind of keep jumping from one thing to the next just because I see the next trailer and I want to talk about it so much because I love it. It makes me so happy to see something like this. So yeah, but I mean, that's why. So this may be my forte into PlayStation 5. I don't know. I'm considering which one I want to go with. I know I'm going to pick up one. I do know that. I'm waiting for the price range overall to see what it is. I most likely might put one on layaway, or I may wait a year and wait till their next advanced, one does come out. I mean, you look at the Xbox One, but then you look at the Xbox One X. Pretty sure that's what it's called. I could be wrong. Just double check. But it is so much faster, and it is so much more memory, so much more processing power to really keep up. And same thing with the PS4 and then the PS4 Pro. Like, wait a year or so, let them get their kinks out, or let them get their kind of faults that may be going when it first comes out, and then get that next console. And I may end up doing that just because it kind of seems like the more smarter route to go. I mean, a lot of people say that don't buy a new system right off the bat because there's a lot of things that they need to get rid of. There's a lot of things that they need to fix. That I think is Chris Redfield, but I could be wrong because he does mention Chris. But yeah, get a lot of the things, get them to figure out what they need to fix, patch really quickly, that sort of stuff, as much as they need to. So I may wait a bit, but this may be my forte back into PlayStation. I don't know. I love the Xbox. The Xbox was a phenomenal system, and I still have it, and I still play it pretty consistently, and I've kind of transitioned a little bit more towards PC currently, just in kind of what's going on and stuff. But I love the Xbox. It's the controller's great, the setup's great, the layout's great. So if I do go the PlayStation route, I'm gonna have to relearn a lot of different things because I'm so used to the Xbox. And then as well too with my Switch, because I'm just doing this a lot of times, or flipping or doing like that. I really don't generally use the Pro controller a whole lot. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's tough to say. Now, this game right here, and I know most people are gonna kind of they're all freaking over this game because holy cow, Horizon Zero Dawn, that game, oh my gosh. I never played it because I was more of an Xbox person, but I watched it. I watched it multiple times on YouTube. Guy's name MK Ice and Fire. Guy puts out some amazing videos. Holy cow, just does the entire gameplay all the way straight through. I highly recommend that guy. That guy is awesome. I give him so many props. But I watched him play this, and I was amazed by it. I turned it on my big TV, and I just watched, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And when they released this, the fanboy inside of me just went, ah! Yeah, I was so happy. The only other thing I wish that they did mention something, and I was a little bit upset, but again, I think it's only a year, maybe 2 years out, was a new God of War. That game was the other game that I kind of grew up on when it came to PlayStation. I played God of War 2, God of War 3, Chains of Olympus, and then the other one, I don't remember what the other one, but I even played the mobile game of it too. So I was a huge God of War fan. Again, never played the new one because I don't have one, but I did watch it Thank you, MK Ice and Fire. I did certainly watch it. Now we're getting to the point right now where they're actually showing the PlayStation, and this was really cool. I mean, when I'm watching this, and they did have a lot of fillers, kind of like along this, where they were showing like the circle and the X and the triangle and things like that. It reminded me back of like the old like PlayStation 3 commercials, where it'd be like some really weird, really strange looking commercials. Like the one that it really reminds me is like there's like a baby doll, and I think it's like bleeding like black stuff out of its eyes or something like that. It just, PlayStation had some of the weirdest commercials growing up that I used to watch. But that's what it really reminded me, and especially when they revealed it, like what they're about to do right now. Like I looked at it and I was like, wow, that is really cool. Like it's, I don't know, it just so much more reminds me of PlayStation 2 in a sense, only that it's standing. But when I look at it, I see how it developed from PlayStation 1 all the way to PlayStation 5, and the overall shape of it is awesome. I think it's really great. I really do. I love the overall shape. I love the trim lines of it. I love kind of the contours of it. It looks beautiful. It really does. I certainly do understand the router scenario, and I did mention that to a friend of mine who is a PlayStation fan, and he's like, great, now I can't see it as anything else. But I love the overall shape of it. I just really think it's a very sleek, very, very professional design, I feel. I think it's a lot more professional than the Xbox is. The Xbox, like, I'm going to put that, if I do get an Xbox, I'm going to put that on my entertainment center, but it's going to be just a box. That's all it is. This, I just feel like it's a lot more, I think it's a lot more smooth, a lot more, you know, kind of the design that we were kind of looking for when it actually came to, you know, maybe a PlayStation. I'm not sure. But I definitely think I like the design of the PlayStation a whole lot more than I like the Xbox. I'm going to rewatch the video one more time just to kind of pick up on more things of what I like, maybe what I don't like. I'm going to do a lot more research, of course, because you should always do a lot more research before you buy something. You never want to go in just, if you're a PlayStation fanboy, or if you're a Nintendo fanboy, or if you're an Xbox fanboy, great, that's perfectly fine. But you should always do your research before you do anything else. You really should. Figure out what the specs are, what they're made of, how fast it's going to run, if you need a new TV, which I already did. But those are the things that you really need to figure out before you actually go forward and do something like that. And that's what I'm going to do. I mean, I'm going to take some time. I'm going to kind of figure out, you know, what my thoughts are, where I want to go from here, how they line up. And if I go with a PlayStation, awesome, great, I'm super happy about it. If I go with an Xbox, again, awesome, great, I'm super happy about it. Both consoles have their exclusives that I'm a big fan of. Xbox has Gears of War, has Halo. Those are the two biggest ones that I've grown up on when it came to. PlayStation has God of War. It has, now Ratchet and Clank is back. Maybe we're going to get a Jak and Daxter. I don't know. If we do get a Jak and Daxter, then I'm totally going PlayStation 5. I'm just saying it right now. That is one of like the core games that I grew up on. So I don't know. Nintendo's kind of stuck in the middle. Nintendo's kind of a console that I pick up, you know, when I want to freely play something, you know, Pokemon, or something in, you know, Super Mario. It's not something that I'm kind of super devoted on. I'm glad I have the Nintendo. I really am. But Nintendo and PlayStation and Xbox, I think that they are the two key consoles nowadays. I really do, especially with them putting out their new console right now. I think it's the 8th generation. I need to look at the specs. I need to figure out what I may need. I need to figure out how they're going to run between the two of them, what's going to be better, and what exclusives I want for myself. Now, some of those exclusives on Xbox, they will certainly come to PC. There's generally no doubt about that. PlayStation, maybe not so much. So maybe that's something I need to look at, because I've kind of transitioned a little bit more into a PC gamer too. So maybe I go the PlayStation route and then I get those Xbox exclusives when they eventually do come to PC. Something to consider. So I'm not too sure, but I am overall very happy with the PlayStation reveal. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's a very professional, very appropriate design. Does look like a router, and I'm pretty sure Alienware is saying like, hey guys, very similar to what we're doing, just in relation to the colors and things like that. But I think it was a great reveal. I think the show was phenomenal. I think it put out some really great games that we are all super excited about. And again, I will have a list in the bottom of all the games. Go check them out with all their links as well too. So just something to kind of consider. But that is kind of my take. If I were to score it, I would probably give it about an 8.5 out of 10. Definitely with the games that they presented, definitely the overall design of the PlayStation, the way that they presented it, the overall reaction from the developers and things like that, and their feelings towards it. Just something, something that I'm kind of feeling across that. But that's kind of my take on the PlayStation reveal. If you guys want to discuss anything, definitely please leave a comment. If you guys want more on this, definitely let me know. Thank you guys so much for checking out this. I do appreciate it. I hope you guys have a really great day. I hope you guys do something fun. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you guys are staying well. Thank you guys so much for everything you guys do. If you guys do like what you see, please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to like and also comment, as well as hit that bell too to be notified of any new videos that are coming out. I appreciate everything that you guys do, so thank you guys so much, and I really hope that you guys have a great day, okay? Bye, guys.